Hi guys, it's Emily, and today I'm going to be doing a sort of watch me edit video, but also a kind of how to edit video, as I'm going to make an edit and then talk through it. Firstly, I want to apologise for the background noise. As you all know, I have budgies and they never shut up. And I also want to apologise if the video you are watching doesn't match the actual, voiceover. It's simply because I pre-recorded the video and then I did do a voiceover for it, but my unhealthy body was like, nah, let's heavy breathe constantly throughout this video. I sounded like Darth Vader. So let's delete that and do a different one and not sound like I'm dying. I was literally like, can someone suffocate this girl right now? She's doing my head in. So it's all good. I'm now doing a voiceover without the constant heavy breathing. So yeah, this is gonna be good. Hope it helps. It's gonna be an edit on Harley Quinn. I will put the name of the song on the screen now, just because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, let's get right into it, I guess. Right, to start off this little tutorial, I'm going to show you quickly how I download my clips. I use an app called Flivto, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on it though, but as you can see, I have it saved in my little taggy bottom thing. Just type it in your search bar, especially if you have Windows, because it is a Windows Store app. As you can see, it says Trusted Windows Store app. And then just click on it. It's free, easy to use, and I honestly just swear by it. It's just brilliant for downloading stuff from YouTube super fast. As you can see at the top, it says search for YouTube videos, and I have my pre-watched videos, stuff I've downloaded and everything like that. I'm going to type in Harley Quinn at the top and then just press search. And it will literally give you every different type of video that mentions the name Harley Quinn. It's actually amazing. This is an advert, ignore the advert, they do pop up now and then. But this is all the videos you can get, and all you have to do is click on one and press download. It's really that simple. So I'm going to click on this one, and then I go to the bottom where there's a little download, and you can choose a format from MP3 all the way down to WAV, but I'm after MP4, and then I'm going to click the HD and press start, and it'll download. It's not downloading right now, but that's simply because I already pre-downloaded it ages ago. But as you can see, these are other videos that I have downloaded in the past that I use for clips and just random different audios and stuff like that. And see, there it is. There is the Harley Quinn edit. Now if I go to the three dots at the bottom and click on Open in Explorer, it will take me to the video file folder, which the app makes in your videos, and don't matter, it doesn't like give you viruses or anything, so don't worry about that. But here's the video. What I'm going to start off doing is by going to the right to the beginning of the clip and pressing on the crop button, because I don't want the little black lines on the outside. I use one that I already made called for widescreen videos, but basically just click on 16.9 and then bring it in like I am to show you how far it's going to zoom in. I'm now going to skip through the next part simply because I am just going to show you, well, I'm going to show me picking what clips to use, so I will be back in a second. Now I am going to be matching the parts of the music to the clips, for example little jump cuts and stuff like that. I'm going to again fast forward through this, so watch in fast motion again. Okay, so as you can see, all my clips have worked perfectly to fit together, and some are overlapped, some aren't, and that's because I'm going to go down to my transitions and find one called Psycho Strobe. If you want to know how to get new blue or sapphire plugins, just type it in on Google and you'll find them all, cause basically everyone's done videos on how to do it, and I believe I have. So if you look through some of my previous videos, you will find them, but I can't remember them right now. But this is what it looks like without any transitions or any transitions or effects on the screen. It's pretty boring. So now I'm going to go ahead and shut up, and edit it in. I'm just showing you why it's going to be so slow. It's just because I've got so much open. So yeah. Anyway, if we go to transitions and I go down and find the one that I want, it is Psycho Strobe. And these are going to go in between the bits where I faded. So, I think I'm going to be using a horror Psycho Strobe, I believe it's called, but we'll have to see what is in the effects, because I have that many that it takes forever to find them. Like, finally found one. This is new blue, by the way, so you'll have to have new blue to find this. These are the different types of effects you can get. I am wanting to use horror movie, I think, as I believe it has a quite cool effect, but you can see it has like a black and white kind of one, or just a default, and you just get loads of different ones. I'm going to drag this down into one of the overlapped clips and then watch it. And as you can see, that needed to be made longer because you couldn't actually see the effect, so I just simply dragged it. And then you're able to see the flickering, and I think it looks so much better. You can either make it shorter, longer, basically any kind of thing you want, change it around. I obviously didn't like that effect after like looking at it, but you can basically just have anything. It's a lot better. Then I went back to it. I'm so indecisive, it's unbelievable. And I thought it worked pretty good. You can shorten down any of the clips, overlap as many clips as you want, just simply drag it, and that's literally it. I'm still not happy with this clip. Can like Emily just be more decisive? Just pick a clip, Jesus. Am I happy now? Oh, we eventually were happy. Okay, so as you can see, I have another one, and I can't quite tell which one I'm going for this one, but it's another transition. This one's either new blue or sapphire. Again, you're going to have to get a download for this. You can find it free, but some people do pay for it, but me being skinned, I didn't. So yeah. Oh, I'm going to zoom it in, I believe. I have made it zoom in at the end, and I did this by going to the beginning of a clip and then going to the end of the clip and just slightly moving the crop to zoom in, because it makes a nice effect of it actually moving and can make the clip come more to life, I guess. It's really hard to explain, especially if you don't know how to use Sapphire plugins at all. For this one, I've also decided to do a shaken effect, so I go along every little keyframe and move the crop to each side, because then you're just going to get an insane amount of shaking, like so. I then go to the next clip and do the exact same, but only at the beginning. I have made that clip slightly smaller, just so when it zooms in, so when it goes to the end it will zoom in and rotate slightly. As you can see, I did that in the crop, and it just makes it look a lot more cooler in my opinion. And then again at the beginning, I just go and make it smaller and then go along by one keyframe each time, and move it along to create like a transition of it shaking. It just makes the clips flow a bit better together. I think I'm going to show you now. See what this looks like. And there you go. It makes it look as if the clip is shaking and transforming into the other one. And you just get like that. And I think it looks pretty cool. Now I've decided that other clips need editing. So I'm going to go to video effects and go all the way down to S-Blur More Curves, I believe it's called. It's really difficult to read my screen right now, as I am recording this. But for some reason my S-Blur More Curves takes forever to load and begins to not responding. If this does happen to you, don't press anything and just wait, and it will get better. It's just because it's such a big file, and again I have such a big like storage on my computer that it's taken up loads of it. So just do not worry about that, and you will get it eventually. Okay, so I picked the default one and I dragged it to the clip I want. I then have to make that smaller just so I can see everything. And I want to go and press reflect on the two sides, so that, and I also changed the blur to full because you can edit later. Now I'm just trying to figure out which one X and Y does. Okay, so I figured out that X goes up, just make it 0, and then Y goes along. Congratulations, Emily. I'm going to click on the timer at the side because this lets you move things by keyframes, I guess it's called again. So at the beginning I am going to make it 0 and go right to the end, and then choose put 0 again, sorry, so that the whole clip it's just normal. And then right at the end I'm going to go to the Y and change it to like the left or the other side, basically any side you want. It's just so when it does move it will shake to one side like a slide. And if you just move the first 0 one you made closer, it can go faster or slower, just depends. I also did shutter I can't even say that word, resolution, I guess, I have no idea. But I don't know if I used that because I didn't quite understand what it did, or I started 0. Okay, and then when I went to there I made it go higher because that made the image just slightly more blurred. And I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, to be honest with you, so you don't have to use it. I just think I was trying to be a bit arty-farty, yet I did not know exactly what I was doing. And there you go, there is your slide. I really don't want to sing the song right now, what I'm thinking of. I'll play it right now, if you know what I mean. Because we're sliding to the right, but for some reason slide to the left's in my head. Now at the moment I'm just moving keyframes around so that I can get the effect to exactly what I want. I was trying to make a rotate, but I realised that I did not like the rotate, because when you use rotate on this it does really make a difference. So yeah, like you don't always have to use something like just to make it look good. Now for this one I am trying, well it's the same clip but I'm trying to crop it to make it look as if you can't see the reflection bits on the side, if you can understand what I mean. But it was a bit harder than I actually expected it to be, and I really can't remember if I just got rid of it or not. I realised that shake one at the end though, I'm not going to lie about that. Anyway, I got the next default and I poured it onto the other clip and did the exact same thing, but this time the beginning is going to have the Shift X, which I just copied and pasted from the other side, and then I'm going to copy and paste it onto the next clip, the exact same, put a minus in front of it, and then I'm just going to go along a few keyframes the same as before and then make it 0 so that it goes against it again, and then it has this cool effect of a slide like that, and it just works really well and I really like how that looks. I'm wondering if I put the blur resolution on again. Oh, I put Shift X on this time. The reason for this is because I'm going to make an effect at the end. So I will see what I'm doing because I don't have a clue right now. everything's freezing on my computer at the moment as I'm doing this voiceover. Basically what you just saw is me adjusting a few clips around so that I think everything looks perfect. And then I'm just deleting like the rotate and stuff because I just did not need it at all. And there we go with that. Still deleting that rotate because it was just ugly as anything. And I quite like that effect as well. You can get an effect for transitions to do that normally, but I always think it looks better if you do it with S-Blur More Curves. So yeah. Now, for this part, what I'm going to do is go and make a zoom, I believe. So I'm just copying it to the way I want, and then moving it to, as you can see, closer to there. And then when it gets right to the end, it's just going to be super small. And then I'm going to do the exact same on the next clip, but with the next clip it's going to be a reverse again, so it's going to start off small and then get a lot bigger, and that'll make it look as if it's a zoom in and a zoom out in the clips. Sorry about my birds, they're making a right racket today. And see if I show you, there we go. It just makes, again, a really nice effect, and it's easy to just, I don't know, like, edit it, I guess. I also decided to do it small on this one again, as well. So, basically do the exact same as you've just done, and it will edit it. And then, but I've gone right to the end to make it slightly bigger so it zooms out further. And then it's going to go in again. And I'm just going to do the exact same to this clip as well. Go along a bit and zoom out, and then done. But again, move it out slightly at the end so that it zooms. For this bit, I'm going to rotate it, the clip, just slightly so that when you play it, it makes a rotation. I always love the look of that, and I always think it makes it such like an effective, it just makes it look effective, yet it's so simple. You have to make sure you don't get any of the black border though, otherwise I always think it ruins it just a little bit. Now I am just looking through the transitions and seeing which ones I sort of overlaid bits, if you get what I mean. These again are new blue, so you will have to download a pack of them. Basically the blur left that I've just used is exactly the same as using the Blur More Curves, so if you don't want to use that one, you have easier ones to do with just normal transitions. Now I've gone back to video effects and I'm adding on a default again because I believe I'm going to make a rotation. So again, reflection on the wrap X and the wrap Y, otherwise you're not going to, otherwise you're going to see the black background. And I'm moving it along to the, nearly to the end, pressing on the same as the beginning, and then going to rotation and turning it. And the reason for this is because it will create a rotation effect, as you can see. And it just will make the image look a lot, I don't know, like cleaner as a transition. This is Blur Resolution, I believe it's called. And you just add them on to the parts you want, and then click on, well, right click and press half or none at all or anything, and it will blur it out near the end, which is really helpful if you want to make the clip look super smooth. And then add it to the next clip as per usual, do the exact same, but this time reverse it so the rotation's at the beginning of the clip, and then go along and make it 0, as this will help to get rid of any type of, I don't know, like bits that are going to be rotating for way too slow. As you can see, I'm using the pan and crop again and just decided to make it small, as I've always loved this effect. I think it's so simple yet is so effective. And basically you just need, anyone can do this, all you need to do is crop a video. So if you're able to get a crop, you'll be able to do it. I'm just going through and checking where I need to put transitions. I believe at this part I was trying to come up with an idea on what on earth I could do, and it was sort of stressing me out because I'm running out of transition ideas, as I'm not amazing at editing. I just sort of play around with stuff and try and figure out. But I decided for this one to do what I believe it's called a wrap. No, I don't know what it's called. It's where you go sideways, shutter shift, that is it. So I tried to make it look as if it was going to zoom out. I think it's really hard, and this is me trying to figure out what that button meant. And I wanted it to come along to the end of it and then get smaller, I believe, as it went on. I went to the beginning of the clip and then found the ending of the clip and did a plus and put 1 and then another plus, but this time dragged it forwards so that the clip would zoom out. This is actually the first time I've ever used this effect, so it did take me like a couple of tries to figure out what I was doing. So please bear with, cause I'm learning just as much as everyone else right now. Again, I'm adding in the blurs as I want to make it sort of become blurry at the end, so you don't see as much of like the details and effects, as it can ruin it a bit. As you just saw me there, you can zoom them, bring them closer and it will do the move faster. And then I just repeat the exact same effect on the second side, and this will make a smooth transition between the two clips. I really hope this video makes sense, guys, as I'm watching me edit as well as recording my voice, and it is quite difficult, this actually, as I'm trying to just figure out what on earth I'm doing. So I do a zoom out at the beginning and then it goes along, and I just make it a 1 and it'll zoom in nicely and create like a really cool outwards effect. And I've always thought that looked, I've like always wanted to do something like that. So yeah, this is me trying to figure out why it looked slightly weird, and I was just trying to make it look a bit better. And there we go, I like that effect. Now I believe that might be all the effects done, and if not, I'm sure I can add more in, because I still need to add in a colouring as well as a like logo, I guess. All the transitions are done, and I'm honestly so happy with how this looked. Now what I'm going to do is I use something called Lux, which I believe is like Magic Bullet maybe, or something like that. But if you don't have that, you can download colorings. If you want to know how to download colorings, let me know, and I will do a clip on it, because I'm happy to do a tutorial on how to use colorings, as that's one thing I actually know how to do. But this is another tool which I use, and it's called Lux. I don't know how to download this, as I got shown how to by a friend, so I didn't actually like do it myself, so I apologise for this, but I'm sure you could find it somewhere online. A website will pop up for this, not a website but like a software, and it will let you design it. Now what you want to do is you just want to drag a default onto the actual like timeline clips, and then just press edit look for this, and it will give you different options between reflections, lighting. It has other people's packs on it, and it's just brilliant. It's just literally a more difficult way of doing colorings, but basically colorings is for free and you can use that and you get the same type of effect, so it's not the end of the world. As you can see as well, there are different types you can get. You have ones that are extremely pink, you can have ones with different lights on them. There's other people's work, and you can just get all sorts of things. It's really good if you want to become like a colouring editor, and if you really don't know how to get this, because unfortunately I can't help, you can just use normal colourings, which everyone probably uses most of the time. It just looks a bit better, that's all. A bit smoother. Okay, so I was trying to, this is me trying to add an overlay onto it just to show you guys how to do it. So I'm getting rid of the audio, and then there's like a green button next to all these clips, because obviously you can't see the clips underneath them. But if you click on the little green button, or you can lower the opacity, it will give you different options called screen, multiply, and screen will get rid of any blackness and multiply will get rid of any whiteness. And it'll just give you an overlay like that. I really did not like this effect. I didn't think it matched the theme of the image, the video, so I just didn't use it after all and got rid of it, which is fine because, you know, test and try. And then I just put that as source alpha because that's what it is. And then go to media generators, and then I went down to text, and I already have text used, but you can go on default text and do all this different writing, change the font, the color, everything like that. But mine's already pre-made for my edits, so I just drag it over and it's as simple as that. I then render it, and I will show you how I put it into a square, because that's a lot of question people asked on Sony Vegas, and make it ready to upload. So I will be right back in a second. Okay, so now that my video has rendered, I'm just going to go to a new one and then go to wherever I saved my actual thing. For some reason I save it in a folder called Orange, but that's just where I plan all my edits. So I'm just going to drag it back into Sony Vegas. And when doing this, I'm then going to click play just to show you that it works perfectly fine. It looks pretty good in my opinion. I quite like this edit. But yeah. I'm now going to click on the settings button at the top, and I created my own actual settings. So if I go down the bottom, I have for Vine, rest in peace Vine. And you can see that I changed the width and height to be the same, and it'll make it a square like so. I then go to media generators and find a solid colour, and with this it helps me to get white, as that's what colour my actual Instagram backdrops are. If it's black, you don't need to do anything, but as you can see it just makes it white because it has to be a square. And if it's not a square, just do crop and then put 1.1. This is me looking at the amount of effects I had and was like, wow, I didn't actually know I had all these. What does half of these things do? So yeah. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm like downloading things. Okay, and Emily, you don't need to stop. Just stop. Like, just render the video and get on with your life. Okay? Okay, right. Now I'm going to do file, render as, and I created again my own rendering. So as you can see, it is on Internet HD 1080p, but that will just render it as normal. So I need to do Internet HD square 1080p. And I went into a customized template and I made the width and height the exact same again, and it helped me to make it, you know, a square. So when it renders, it will actually become a square, which is really helpful as it saves me having to send it to my phone or a website to make it into have the square background for me to upload to Instagram. So I love that little tip that I always came up with. Okay guys, so I just want to say thank you for watching, and that I hope this was really like easy to understand, as I know I do ramble on a bit, and this was pretty hard to edit and stuff because I filmed the video, and then since I sounded like Darth Vader, I couldn't actually use my audio unless you just wanted someone having like an asthma attack full on throughout the whole entire editing. So I've redone it, and hopefully it makes sense. I have tried my best with this. Apologies for the background noise. I can't really control the budgies to shut up. Trust me, if I could, I definitely would, because they do my head in. But I know how much you respect Kiwi. So, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, do leave them below. I will answer them. And just, yeah, thank you so much for being so amazing, and have a lovely day, because you definitely deserve it. Bye guys.